Captain's log. We have arrived at the Simcoe system in response to a distress call regarding Mertens orbital station. The station was apparently attacked by unknown forces, leaving it in danger of a power core breach.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Star Trek: A Final Unity. In the next series of videos we're going to have our first away mission, and it will be to Mertens orbital station. They've been attacked by an unknown force, and it's going to be up to us and our ingenuity to try and figure out who's done it and try and save everyone on board the station. Okay, so with that, let's get going.
We are within sensor range of the Mertens orbital station, sir.
On screen. Miss LaForge?
LaForge here.
Report. What is the condition of the station?
You're looking at what's left of the Mertens orbital station, one of the largest research centers in the Federation. The focus of their work is on power generation. 5 years ago, they built the prototype of an experimental power core, and it's been running the station ever since.
Power generation studies? That doesn't warrant an assault like this.
I've been in contact with Starfleet headquarters. Power generation is only part of what this station studies. For several years, researchers here have been working on new ways to detect cloaked vessels.
If the Romulans discovered this, they might have risked a raid. The Simconians did not detect the attacking ship. It may have been cloaked.
That's speculation, Mr. Worf. We have no proof the Romulans were involved.
Well, whoever it was, something powerful punched through the station's shields and sliced off an entire research wing.
What do you mean, sliced off?
There is insufficient debris in the area to indicate that the missing section was destroyed. It is possible the attackers simply removed it.
Geordi, could that be what destabilized the power core?
No, and that's what I can't figure out. Damage to the upper deck should only cause minor problems, but I'm reading serious power fluctuations. Maybe serious enough to breach the power core's containment field.
What will happen if the containment field fails?
I can't say for certain, but with the amount of energy that thing can put out, I wouldn't want to be around it when it goes.
Is there any way to shut down the core?
There's a fail-safe mechanism which is supposed to jettison the core automatically in an emergency.
I'd say this qualifies as an emergency. Why wasn't the core jettisoned?
The only way to prevent it is by manual override. Someone has to be there to stop it.
That means there's someone still alive in there. Data, are you picking up any life signs?
The station's shielding is interfering with our sensors. I cannot tell if any of the crew are still alive. However, life support is still functioning. But power readings indicate that it may fail at any time.
Dr. Crusher?
Crusher here.
We are nearing Mertens Station. Are you prepared for casualties?
My staff is ready to do double shifts. We can handle about 330 emergency cases, but we'll have to beam the rest down to Simcoe.
Understood. What is your recommendation?
We can't do anything from here, but to get an away team aboard, we have to find a way through those shields.
I believe I have a solution. The station's upper shields are badly damaged. If we establish a lock on a transporter on the upper decks, a transporter beam could penetrate the weakened shields.
Once we're in, we should be able to jettison the power core. Then we can lower the station's shields and evacuate the wounded.
Very well, number one. Make it so.
Geordi, I want you and the rest of the away team ready to go in 20 minutes.
We'll be there in 10.
Okay, so time for the first away mission. And we're going to head off to the transporter room.
Beam down coordinates selected.
Now on captain difficulty you have to select each member of the away team yourself rather than have it done for you.
Dr. Crusher, please report to the transporter room.
On lieutenant I think you get a pre-selected team that you can alter.
Lieutenant Commander LaForge, please report to the transporter room.
And on ensign difficulty it's all done for you.
Lieutenant Commander Data, please report to the transporter room.
And Beardo can be the last guy I think.
Commander Riker, please report to the transporter room.
Right, let's get the coordinates.
Beam down coordinates selected.
And in true Star Trek style. And now it's true adventure game, point and click.
I believe we will be able to access life support from the station's administrative center.
Basically, if you want to know how something works or know more about something, scan it with the tricorder.
The systems check out, but the energy flow is highly unstable. I wouldn't use it unless we have to.
Doesn't sound too good.
The systems check out, but the energy flow is highly unstable. I wouldn't use it unless we have to.
I can't say I like the looks of this. Data? Will we have to return here to beam out?
Perhaps not. As the station's shields weaken, the Enterprise sensors should be able to establish a transporter lock.
Keep me advised. I want to know the instant the station's shields begin to fail.
Yes, sir.
All primary subsystems are down. Inertial dampers, life support, no telling how long until these power surges overload the backups. We'd better hurry.
Let's hurry then. At least we know that if the station starts breaking up, we can get beamed out. And here we go, yet more good old Star Trek technobabble that everyone's familiar with. Fortunately, once you do get this stuff, you can just there's usually a little bit of talk afterwards, and Geordie will explain it all. Doesn't look good anyway.
Readings show massive fluctuations in the power level. Can't imagine what could cause something like this. There's a tremendous drain, then it cuts off suddenly and even reverses slightly, almost as if something were breathing the energy.
Severe power oscillations place great stress on the protective shielding. If the shields fail...
A core breach. According to these readings, I'd say we have less than an hour. I've got to talk to the engineers who built this place. The entire hull is lined with a liquid titanium-duranium alloy in a memory gel suspension. It's completely self-sealing.
You mean the station heals itself?
That's one way to put it. The attack caused major structural damage. If this were any other station in the Federation, we'd be standing in a vacuum.
So yeah, we get it. This is kinda bad.
Her legs are probably broken, and I think she's in shock, but I'd have to take a closer look to be sure.
Well, let's take a closer look then.
Perhaps further analysis of the damage would be helpful.
Of course. Now here's something you want to know. If you want to walk quickly, hold down Shift. A lot of people had problems with that when this first came out.
That's a high-capacity data transfer cable, probably a main communications line. Readings show damage characteristic of a phased plasma beam. This cable's built for handling information, not energy. I'm surprised it didn't just vaporize when it was hit.
Of course, this was from the days where you had 100-page manuals with games, and by God, you read them.
She's got multiple fractures in both legs. The bones in the lower part of her left leg are shattered. She's in shock and there's some internal bleeding. All things considered, she's very lucky. I can take care of the worst of her injuries here, but I'd like to get her to sickbay.
A phaser burst at a low setting would pose no threat to her, and might cut through the cable.
A plan with no drawbacks. Do it.
The cable has been severed. That is unnecessary.
There's no way to move that data cable ourselves. Maybe we could use the transporter. The readings we've taken are good enough for a transporter lock.
Okay, and since the transporter's fully functional, at least for anything other than organic life, we can use that, and we'll come back to it next time.